Hey, what's going on, everybody? Justin here, and I just want to do a quick little video here on my February 2020 book haul. This is quite a small haul. It's only 7 books, I believe, but so we'll zip right through them. And then I think March is also pretty small. I think it's 8 books, but 4 of them are those very short introduction books that I like. But anyways, we'll stick with February. And first up, we've got 3 Nat Geo books. I have a little collection here now. Got like I think 14 or 15 over there. I got 3 more in February. And I haven't decided yet. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I made a new bookshelf in my entryway where I put all my like life science and nature books and stuff. Um, Let me know if you guys want to see like a little just quick tour of that in like an upcoming video or something like that. And I'll probably do it. I'm not sure if I'm going to add these Nat Geo books to that shelf or not. Might look kind of funny, might not. I don't know. It probably fits the best if I'm going by like nature books and stuff. Obviously, like these Nat Geo, like all about different locations and stuff. But anyways, let's just get right to it. All right, so the first one is Nature's World of Wonders. All 3 of these books, I think I got like for $1 a piece at like a thrift store. And I'm definitely just trying to like collect a bazillion of them. I don't really know how many there are, but there's definitely a lot. This one I just thought like looked really cool. Obviously, they all have amazing photographs and stuff, and I think this book is just all about like really famous like natural formations and things like that. As you can see, the text I think is a little more hit or miss, depending on the author and like the contributing editor or whatever. I'm not sure exactly how all of them work. Some of them seem to have editors that kind of just kind of collate like little essays and stuff, and then some are like by one author and everything. But obviously all the photos are like, just super tremendous. It's like Nat Geo stuff, obviously. And I've read I think 3 of them so far, and I usually have a pretty good time with them. So there is the first one. Alright, next up we have Secret Corners of the World, which is probably pretty similar. It's just like little kind of secret hidden places, obviously, by the title. Didn't know really anything much about that, but just thought it like looked really cool. Don't know anything about, I haven't like really like read through them, obviously, but someday I will. I don't know, it does just look really cool. These 2 are fairly similar, but there's a reason why I picked up the next one. For sure. And the next one is New England, Land of Scenic Splendor. And I live in northern Maine. In Maine, it's part of New England, so I really couldn't pass up this one. Hopefully there's some kind of like local, there should be like a lot of like local histories and things like that in here, which I think will be cool. Don't know if there'll be much Maine stuff per se, but we can go check out the table of contents to see. Of course, they might not, they're not really. There's only five chapters, so I don't know if there's going to be like one for each state. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, we will see. That'll probably be the first one I get to out of these 3. Alright, so there are the 3 Nat Geo books. Next up, we have a book that I literally just couldn't. I already have like 3 or 4 copies of it somewhere or other. But I saw this one, I'm like, yeah, I can't pass it up. And it's the Iliad of Homer. But this one happens to be by my favorite translator here. Of ancient Greek works, and that's Richmond Lattimore. And if you've ever seen my Iliad right here, this one is also by Richmond Lattimore. Though I might replace this one for that one just because. Well, actually, no, I guess the spine, it's not. I thought the hoplite was on the spine, but I guess not. Though they didn't actually have hoplites, in the Iliad. But anyways. Yeah, I just couldn't pass it up. I think I already, like, obviously I got the exact same translation. I got like 2 others floating around somewhere, but I was like, yeah, I love the cover of it, kind of with like the black figure like vase painting kind of theme going on. Just really cool. This was a library copy at some point. Vassalboro Public Library. That's a city like in downstate Maine. Not sure how it got all the way up here, but thought it was pretty cool. I don't know. Do I read a line? Might as well read a line once we get to like the book 1. Oh gosh, am I really embarrassing myself? Yes, I am. Sing, goddess, the anger of Peleus' son Achilles and its devastation would put pains 10,000-fold upon the Achaeans. I don't know. Richmond Lattimore's translation is just really good. It's not like super archaic, but it's kind of early-ish sounding. Not like Victorian per se, but it's definitely kind of got that sort of, like I said, archaic feeling. I know that was very helpful. But what's interesting is Homer itself when like the classical Greeks, like, you know, during like kind of like the golden age of like, you know, Athens, Sparta, when people think about like kind of the 6th, 5th, 4th centuries BCE, the Iliad actually sounded like early modern English, like to us almost, or like it was archaic for them. So he kind of keeps like kind of that feeling, I guess, as best as you can, like with the translation stuff. Just think it's really well done. So I picked it up because, you know, did I really need another reason? Probably not. All right, next up we have The Origins and Growth of Archaeology by Glenn Daniel. The reason I picked this one up is it's a Pelican book, as you can see from like kind of the blue theme going on. Everyone's probably heard of like the Penguin and the Penguin Classics and stuff. In the 50s, 60s, and 70s, I think it was, they also had a sub-series called The Pelicans, which were like nonfiction works, kind of on the idea of, you know, publishing or reprinting kind of classical or seminal works in history and stuff. A lot of these are outdated. I've read one or two, and when I say outdated, some are just complete, like, I don't want to say nonsense. They're, you know, been super, like, superseded at this point. Though some are still held in very high regard. For example, like Cato's Ancient Greece is still highly regarded and stuff. But yeah, I pretty much every time I see one of these Pelican books and it's on like a history topic, or I'm going to start probably branching onto like the science topics as well. Every time I see one, I'm probably just going to pick it up. I don't know if I'll actually end up reading it. Some of them, like I said, I have before. Some of them, you know, unless you're like doing historiography or something, it's probably not really worth the time because half of that stuff is, you know, either outdated or not correct anymore. So the interpretations could be a little miss. But like I said, I got a whole bunch of them. I think I got like a dozen. Here's like some more that I got. We got early Anatolia, the Greeks that from Quito that I was talking about, the ancient explorers, and like Aztecs of Mexico. I just think they're really cool. I mean, just another set of books I'm collecting because, you know, who doesn't want to collect every single series like ever created. All right, next up we have 2 fantasy books that I got on a really great sale. It was, what was it, a Bull Moose, which is kind of like I don't want to say local because the nearest one's like 3 hours away. But it's kind of like a regional chain of like books and movies and CDs and stuff. And each of these I think were like 2. I want to say one was 3 and one was 2. The first one here is Robin Hobb's Fool's Quest. This is I want to say the second book in the Fits in the Fool trilogy, which I heard is really, really, really good. And Robin Hobb is just like an author everyone keeps bombarding me with. Don't have book 1. I have Assassin's Apprentice, and I have read that one, and it wasn't like super, super great, but everyone's like, yeah, that's the weakest one out of like all 12 of the Elderling books or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, at some point I will read them at some point or something. But anyways, I was like, $2, I might as well pick up like this perfectly good like new hardcover. Yeah, I will probably get to it, you know, in the next decade or so, considering got like 4 more books to read before this one in that series, and you guys all know how great I am at finishing series here. And then lastly, for the last one, I think this one was like $1.97, is George R. Martin's A Dance with Dragons. I've read, though I haven't ever talked about them on the channel before I started book 2, but I'd read the first 3 books. I haven't read Feast for Crows, but, you know, I probably will at some point. You know, I'm almost kind of just, you know, just seeing if, you know, Winds of Winter and whatever, was it Whispers of Spring or something, if they actually ever come out. You know, I don't really want to invest any more. I feel like, you know, I've already invested some time into it. I got like hedge my bets a little bit, but it was $2 for a, like I said, basically a light. I mean, I don't even know if the book had been opened yet or anything. I was like, yeah, I just can't pass that up when I went and got it. So that's why I picked it up. And there are the 7 books that I purchased. Yeah, that was good pronunciation. Just that I purchased in February of 2020. Let me guys, oh my gosh, I'm doing terrible. I'm like listening to other stuff in the house. Hopefully you don't hear all that craziness. But anyways, let me know what you all think about these books. Tell me what, I don't know, which one I should read out of those 3 Nat Geo books first. The first 2 are kind of similar, but I kind of leaning towards the New England one. Also, let me know if you want to see my new bookshelf that I built and put in the entryway and stuff, and then that way you guys can give me feedback on whether those Nat Geo books should go there or not. But anyways, whatever you're doing, read victoriously, except I completely forgot to do all my plugs, and I like remembered right as I said whatever you're reading or whatever you're doing. Anyways, I do have Instagram and Twitter and stuff, so I guess like go check it out. And thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And whatever you're reading, always remember, read victoriously.